Hello everybody. In my last video, as my steel train was coming into the factory, I wanted to know how much it was going to make. And I said, I bet I can work that out, when I really couldn't. I did a finger in the air and I guessed that it was going to make about 30,000, and it did, but that was a complete fluke. There was no reason for that. So when I was planning the next episode, I wasn't dwelling on that, but when I was planning on the next episode, I started to think, okay, well, where's the best place to build my network? Where should I start to get some more things in? Should I be expanding around the area that I've begun in, bringing in some more goods from the farms that are around that area? Or should I start to look further afield, bringing in goods from outside the area, start to build up a bigger network? Because obviously, as the game progresses, it's going to need to have infrastructure in place around the map to succeed. You can't just be stuck in one area. So that was what I was thinking, and I wanted to do some comparisons between different trains. I wanted to see, okay, well, if I'm doing small local trains or long distance trains, which one's going to be making the most money, and at the same time, if I'm going for long distance trains, should I go for big heavy trains pulling lots of goods? If I am going to do that, the steam engine trains, the steam engines that are available at the moment in this time in the game, it's around the 1930s, they're not very powerful. So to be able to pull bigger loads, I'm going to need to double up on engines to increase the speed that they can travel at. So is it best to have two engines on a long train, because the running costs obviously for two engines are double the cost of one? Or is it better to have shorter trains with one engine on each, carrying perhaps a little bit less cargo, but perhaps traveling at a faster speed? I don't know. It's a calculation. It's a way up between all of those factors, because obviously in the game, the income that you make from your transported goods, it's based on four things. The first is how much are you transporting? How much are you delivering? If you're delivering 200, you get more money than if you're delivering 100. But then there's also the distance that you've taken those goods. So if you've transported them over 100 tiles in the game, you get more money than if you transport it over 50 tiles. And then there's also the time that it's taken to deliver those goods, and that's going to vary by commodity. So you can either deliver on time, in which case you get 100% of the value. You can deliver not on time, in which case you'll get some figure up to like 99% of the value. And then you can be late, and then the penalties increase the longer that you are, up to a maximum or minimum of 12%. So it doesn't matter how long you take. If you take really, really long time, the minimum you'll get is 12% of the value of the goods on that basis. Okay. Because you can't in the game say 100 tons of coal costs or has a value of this much, because it doesn't. It only has a value when it's been transported, and that value will change depending on how far it's been transported and how fast it's been transported. It's just not possible to separate those out, or if it is, I don't know how. It's beyond my abilities. So when I was planning the episode, I wanted to know this information, and I had a look around and looked on the wiki, found out various information. Some of it's really helpful, some of it may not be so helpful in terms of how the game actually works. But I wanted to know, to be able to know, at least, when I'm planning, if I build a station in location A, transport it to station B, how much money am I going to make if I've got a train that looks like this? How much money am I going to get if I've got a train that looks like that? And do a comparison between the two to make sure that I'm getting the most profit that I can for that commodity, for the where I'm transporting it from and to. So to work that out, you need to know how fast you're going to be able to transport those commodities, and given that you know the locations of those stations, you know how far they're going to be traveling, so you can plug that into the calculation for working out the income for a train to get the answer. So to know how long it's going to take for a train to travel, you need to know a couple of things. You need to know its maximum velocity, so the speed that it can travel, and its acceleration profile, so that you can work out the time it's going to take to go from a stop in the station to getting up to full speed. And along with those things, you also need to know, how many times it's going to break down, how many times it's going to service, all this kind of good stuff. So there's lots of variables that go into working this out. So the first thing was to work out the speed of the train. Okay, so it's linked with the mass of the train. So if you have an empty train, it weighs less than when you've put all the goods into it. And you can work all this information out from OpenTTD. It tells you, an empty carriage weighs this much, a fully loaded carriage weighs this much because it's got whatever commodities in it, and the weight of the engine as well. So you can use that information to work out the maximum speed that your train's going to be able to travel at. In the game, it tries to simulate some real world forces, so things like drag, rolling resistance, friction, all this kind of good stuff, and that will all factor into working out the speed the train can go. I think fundamentally it's the power of the engine, along with the tractive effort of the engine, which will tell you more or less the maximum velocity outside of those forces that it's trying to simulate, which is then you're able to calculate that information, or at least the wiki implies that you can. The wiki suggests that if you work out the tractive effort, you can use that to directly work out the velocity that the train's able to achieve. But I didn't find that to be the case because of the additional resistances to the impedances to the speed that are applied by the game. Because I was banging my head against this. I started to build a spreadsheet and I was trying to work out, okay, all this good stuff. Let's put these numbers in. Let's work out this figure, and I wasn't getting the answer that I was expecting. And eventually I just said, well, why don't I just download the source code? OpenTTD, by its very name, is open source. Get the source code, have a look, see how it's doing it, and try and recreate that so that I can work out how fast my trains are going to go. So that's what I did. I'm a software engineer, so getting the source code, compiling it, running the game, stepping through, seeing how it's all put together, is something that I can do. And I've put together a little tool which will give me, for the parameters that I supply, so the weight of the engine, the length of the train, the power of the engine, all this good stuff, and it gives me an estimated value that I get at the end when those goods are delivered, which is pretty awesome. It's not perfect. It's got some definite flaws in there, but more or less it gives you a value that's in the ballpark as to what you're going to make. And I mean, I've invested too much time in this, really. I should have initially just said, I don't care. How much is this going to make? It's a game. Who cares? Let's just try it and let's have some fun. But no. So I went down that rabbit hole, and but at the end of it, I've got something that hopefully might be of use to other people. I'm certainly going to try and use it. I don't know how useful it's going to be, but it serves a purpose. So yeah, anyway, I wanted to put this video together just to give you a little demonstration of this tool, and talk around how it works a little bit, maybe, which I've already done a little bit of an introduction anyway to it here. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. Now, if you are interested, I'd be happy to take this apart a little bit more, show you guys how I put this tool together, maybe do some coding and show you the steps that I took. So if you would be interested in that, then drop a comment down and let me know, and I can put a video together with explaining all this stuff. Show you some of the source code under the hood, step through it, see how it's actually working this stuff out. It could be quite enjoyable. But let me know if you'd be interested in that, and then I can put something together. So I think that's basically all I want to discuss at this point. So the next thing I'm going to do is give you a demonstration of this tool. Yeah. Right. Okay. So I'm ready to start a new game. If I can find my mouse cursor, here it is. So new game and 512 squares. Yeah, I think that's going to be okay. So just a bog standard game, ordinary. Well, as ordinary as my install is. I was playing with furs previously, so I've had to disable that. Anyway, here's my map. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to proof of concept, try and show you how my tool works, and hopefully that it does work, because that would be a real pain, wouldn't it? So let's transport some commodities and let's see how much they're going to make. I don't know. Should we start with coal? Good old coal. It's always a winner. So let's bring up map of the world, and let's find some coal for us. So disable all that. Coal mine. Need to take it to a power station. So let's find a reasonable looking route from a coal mine to a power station. Want something fairly long. This is probably going to be good. So from here to there, and it looks pretty flat as well. Which I'm gonna put some restrictions on this. So it has to be flat land, because the tool that I've made doesn't deal with inclines or anything like that. So platform length, let's say 5. Just 5. It's fine. Okay, so I'm going to go from this coal mine to this power station over here. Okay, let's link them up. There we go. Okay, so that's going to do. Well, should we measure just roughly how far away that is? So it's 100 tiles. Yeah, it's a reasonable distance. Let's bung in a depot and let's make a train. New vehicles, and put that over there. Okay, right. So I'm going to bring up the tool now onto screen so that you guys can see it. Bloop. There we go. So yeah, I'll where to start? Okay, so let's start putting in some information as we build our train. So first of all, train length. So I'm going to say 5. Okay, and then the mass of the engine. Well, if we go with the Kirby Paul, its mass is there. I'm looking for mass. It says weight. Okay, 47 tons. So we pipe in 47 into there. Okay, now its power in imperial horses is 300. So we put that into here. 300. Now you need to change, if you don't have this set in your settings, you'll need to change the units that you've got in here. So if you bring up your settings screen and type in units, you'll be able to see all the units that you can set for speed. I'd put that in kilometers per hour as well, because this tool uses that. Power units will be imperial, weight units in tons, and everything else I think is okay. You can leave that as it is. So let's close out that. So we've got our mass, our power, and max speed is 64 kilometers per hour. So we'll put that in there. Number of engines, we're just going to go with 1. So 1. Good. Right, now we're going on to the wagon details. So I want to buy that first. Now I want to transport coal. So let's choose coal. Stuck with a bulk wagon. Okay, so we've got the length of 2. Build it up to 5. There we go. We've got a bulk wagon that will take however many wagons. a train that has how many wagons it is. Is it 9? Yeah. So let's go to Lunningbury Heights, full load with coal, and then head on down the track to Fort Wintberg Woods, and we'll unload there. Oh, and whilst we're at it, let's just jump over here. So the capacity of our wagons is 30 tons. So we can see that here on the capacity screen. So we have 30 tons. Unladen mass is 18. Fully laden mass is 48. Our cargo is going to be coal that we'll pick from here. Now the loading begin date is going to be whatever the current date is. So it's the 1st of January 1950. It's not going to be the 1st January by the time we get there. Let's say it's probably about the 4th. And the production rate of our coal mine. So let's head down here to the coal mine. Okay. If we click on that, we will see, if I bring that around out the way of that window. So 168 tons of coal. And then we just need the coordinates of the stations. So if we get this, if we click on the blue question mark, you get this tool. Now, as I understand it, it takes its location from where this label is, which I believe is on the ground for where that label is. But anyway, so you click on that, you get the land area information, and it tells you here coordinates 435 by 72. So 435 and 75. Sorry, 43575. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And we can get rid of that. We can get rid of that. Let's jump down here. Okay, so our other end, it looks like the label's on this end of the station, so I'll click on that, and that moves over there. Let's bring it back, and that's 3, 2, 9, and 60. Okay. That's all we need, okay? So we have, let's get rid of that. Our train is here. It's currently stopped. We are paused. I'm going to wait, I'll click on that so that it will go when I unclick the thing. I'm going to click the shut up and calculate button, and it will tell me all of the information about my train. So gross capacity 270 undefined. That should say tons. Number of wagons is 9. Yes, we have this. We know this. So total cargo here 270 tons. So far so good. Then it goes on to telling you some information about when the train's unladen, how fast it will go. So maximum velocity 64 kilometers per hour. Well, that's good because that's how fast our engine can go. It's going to take 9 days to get up to that maximum velocity. So that could be useful information. And on average, it's going to be traveling at 49.5 kilometers per hour for those 9 days. I think that's what that's telling me. I'm not sure why I put that metric in there, but it probably had a use at some point. And then when you've got a full load on, so you're fully laden, you have a gross mass. Sorry, I should put my cursor on here so that you can see what I'm pointing at. So gross mass of that. So that's the net mass plus the loaded cargo. Then your maximum velocity is going to be 53 kilometers per hour. So less than when you've not got that load on. It's going to take 26 days to get up to that top speed, and it's going to be averaging 42.2 kilometers per hour at that time. Now, for this cargo, the best price I could possibly get for transporting it across this distance, if I went super lightning quick, would be 31,600. And the worst price I would get would be 3,800 if I was super duper duper slow. So though it's definitely going to be within those two numbers, whatever the figure comes out as. And I'm predicting that it's going to take 48 days to load. It's going to take 64 days to do the journey. And then it's going to leave the station on the 21st of February, and it's going to deliver its goods on the 25th of April. Now those figures might be out. I think there might be a slight issue with that, but let's see. The return journey would take 49 days if I were going to do that. I'm not going to do that. And the income predicted is 27,100. So when this train gets to the other end, it's going to make something along those lines. Hopefully. So let's unpause the game and let's watch our little train roll out onto the station. So when does it actually hit the end of this station and start loading? I said it would be the 4th. It looks like it's going to be more like the 5th, the 6th. So we're going to begin loading, and we are waiting until the 21st of February when our train will be ready to go. Now, do we sit and wait on normal time to do that? Or do we fast forward? Let's find out how quickly this will load. So one thing I haven't said, so I'm going to put a link to this tool in the description, or maybe in the comments, or both, so people can have a look at it and play around with it. And it's going to be on fella.com /OpenTTD, and you'll find a link there to it. That website is very much a work in progress. I've been putting I've been putting the first touches to it today, so it's not even finishing touches, but this tool's on there. Basically, I wanted to host it somewhere online so that people could find it. So that's what I decided to do. I've had that domain now for a long time, and I've never done anything with it. So hopefully I can start to use it for this kind of stuff. And that's so that's going to be available when this video is uploaded, which I'm not sure when that's going to be, but it's all good stuff. And yeah, so we still got we're up to 70%. What's the date? Okay, 17th of February. So we're gonna be a little bit later than planned. Did our production drop at all? 189 tons. I don't think it did. What did we say it was? We said 168. So it's actually gone up. So that's interesting. But there we go. So 87%. Are we going to get to 100 very soon? Don't worry, I'm not going to wait and watch this roll down the track. I will accelerate it along. I just wanted to see what time it departed, and make sure I didn't miss that. So there it goes. It's set off now, and it's just the beginning of March, so the 5th of March, and on its way. So it should take, what did we say, 26 days to get up to full speed, which is going to be 53 kilometers per hour. Let's follow the train and see how it gets on. So when did it depart? It was sometime 6th of March. So 6th of March plus 26. So that's going to be like the 2nd of April, is it? I don't know. Let's find out. And we're still accelerating. Don't worry about that little animation that I just saw flick by here. That's just some interesting funness on the web page there. It actually lines up with the track on the screen. So that was unfortunate, but never mind. And these trains are the same color. That must be some default setting that I have. Big old pink trains. Lovely. Right. Oh, did I miss it? No, well, there we are. Right, we are at full speed, and we're just into April. So I will look back in the video, and if it got to the full speed before I said it would, then I will slap my wrists and put a I'm sorry notice. Oh, we've broken down. That's not good. I didn't think to turn off breakdowns because this tool won't actually cope with breakdown. Breakdowns. So let's turn those to none, and let's go again. Okay. So now we're going to have to accelerate out of that stop, which is going to slow us down a little bit. What was our predicted income? 27,100. So, well, let's see. We might be a little bit short of that. We'll find out. Don't worry, we're going to do another train, a bigger train, just for comparison purposes, once this one's arrived at its destination, if it ever does. So 50 kilometers an hour, yeah, so we still haven't come out of that stop, so we're still accelerating up to our top speed again. What is the date? 7th of May. I thought that we would arrive on the 25th of April, so that was dead wrong, I think, because we were just getting around that corner when it was the 4th of April, I think it was, when we first got up to our top speed. So we might be quite a little bit late, but with inflation, that's going to pump up the price anyway, so that might help us out a little bit. And here we go. Oh, we're arriving. Let's zoom in. Let's get a full view. I don't think it actually changes the scale of this font anyway, but never mind. And 27,304. So there we go. £27,000, please. There we go. It works. Okay, or at least it did for this scenario. Let's get rid of that, and let's go and transport something else a little bit longer and with a bigger train. What should we do? I don't know. I always do coal. Anything will do. That works so well. I'm a little bit loath to do anything else because it might break. Let's do some passengers. Why not? There's lots of people in this world, I'm sure. And let's see, where could we take them? Let's wait. Should I find the biggest city? I don't care. I need a fairly flat route. We need to go a fairly long distance as well. So I'm thinking a map across the map. Grimfing Way on Sea. That looks a good place. Let's start there. Why not? Let's build a fairly long train. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, what does that say? Can't build here. Station too far spread out. Okay. There's another setting that I need to change. Is it settings? Yes. Okay. Spread. Station spread. Okay. Now, let me also check what's the length of our train. Okay, yep, that would have been another one that we run into. So let's make maximum length of our train fuelmongers. Let's put in a depot and wait, I need to finish off this station. I'm going to make this 15 tiles long. And we are going to go somewhere far away. I don't think Tunningwell is much loved. It looks quite small. Probably a nice place to go on holiday. And there we go. There's our destination. And how are we going to get there? Okay. Let's go around this steel mill, across here, through the middle of this gap, I think. Oops. I think we can make that. Yep. Let's come up here. Let's go across there. Okay, zoom in a little bit. Where do I do? I can't see. Okay, come on here. This might all be on the same level. If it isn't, that's just going to be stupid. It's not. We'll go over here. I'm quite long now. And still not on the same level. Okay, right. Should I come this way just so we keep on? No. Let's come right through this farm. Sorry, this farm. Ooh, you're not straight line. It's very deceptive, sometimes it's perspective. You get. Can't do. Ooh, what's that? Do I have enough money? Oops, not enough money. Oh no, do I have enough money now? Oh yes, excellent. Super. Okay. Yeah. Right. Ooh, almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Yep. Good. And there we go. Okay. All joined up. Right. Let's follow it back and let's build a train. So, new vehicle and all cargo types. Now this time, because it's a long train, I want to make sure that I give it just enough power. So I'm going to go back up here. Oh, this has been on the screen the whole time. Never mind. So our new train is going to be 15 long. And we are going to use, I'm going to use this, the Ginzu or Jinzu, and we'll stick its vitals in. So 162 tons, 1200 horsepower, max speed 128 kilometers per hour, and I'm going to go crazy and do 2 of these bad boys. 1, 2, and stick it in there. Okay, need a passenger carriage, so I'm going to get 15 of these. Let's just roll down a little bit. So passengers, so we'll take 40 passengers. We'll have a weight of 25 unloaded and a weight of 27 when we are loaded. Change this to passengers. Our loading time is going to begin when I unpause it. What does that say? That says 26th of June. That's the current date. So let's say 30th of June 1950. Yep. Production rate is whatever the town will tell us it is, and at the moment we don't know. We know that it's a maximum of 369, so let's plump for 50. Maybe we might start getting 50 a month out of these guys. We will find out. Let's just pin that in case I forget, and I can close that. I've not finished building this yet. I can't close that. Passenger carriages. And there we go. Okay, 15. I'm going to set its orders. So we're going to full load from there, and we're going to go all the way down here and unload. Do I need to do anything else? I'm not sure. All I know is I know nothing. And oh, that was it. The station coordinates. Right. Okay. So let's just get that. I think it's maybe around here. So let's say 391417, and we're going to over here, which is 237 and 39. And shut up and calculate. So we're going to have 1,120 passengers when all is said and done. Close that. And we're going to have a maximum velocity of 128 kilometers per hour. So we are able to pull this at full speed. It's going to take us 38 days to get up to full speed once we're fully loaded. That's interesting. I think that might be a bug, because when we oh no, wait, I'm looking at the wrong thing. So that's unloaded, this is loaded. Okay, so yeah, slightly longer to get up to full speed when we're fully loaded, but that's okay, that's to be expected. Best price we're going to get for this is 320,000 or thereabouts. Worst price would be 38,000, 39,000. And the prediction is it's going to arrive on the 22nd of August, and it's going to make 58,000. So that's quite bad in terms of the range of what we could possibly make off this train. So with a much more powerful, faster train, you're going to be able to make a much more profitable journey, but not right now. So okay, that's good to go. We're all good to go. I wanted to keep a track of how many passengers we're going to get out of here, because that might impact and influence on some of the information that we've gathered. We might need to go back and recalculate that. And yeah, let's go. So off he goes into the station. Pickup time, the date I said would be the 30th of June. Now what is it actually? 1st of July, 2nd of July, so we might just change this a little bit. It doesn't particularly impact on it, and I think there's a bug anyway with the date calculation for the arrival. Oops, that's, yeah, so 9th of July. Okay. With these departure and arrival dates, I think they're a little bit wrong, but we'll see. Okay, so let's let this run. I'm going to hit fast forward. There we go. Prediction 51 passengers, 66 passengers. Okay, so we're getting passengers, and we're loading up slowly but surely. I'm going to double click on that so that I can follow the train once it's ready to go. And again, we're in line with the nice animated train here. If anyone wants to see how I made that, let me know. Stick a comment down there, and I can show you that one as well. That was a bit of fun. It's an animated GIF, as I'm sure you're aware, but it's not quite as straightforward necessarily as you might imagine. I don't need to know how much money I'm making. I'm making all the money in the world. Let's get some more. Oh yes, money. Excellent. Yeah. I'm not converting anything. What? Go away. Okay, right. Our train is good to go, and it was sometime in November. Of what year? 1951? Okay. No, 1952. Oh no, wait. Now we've got a new year because we're into January. Things are going too fast. Right. Oh, and we've got competitors. Oh no. Don't take my passengers. Right. Okay. Let's just spin on a little bit longer, and okay. In we come. Into the station. What is the date? It's February 1952, so we are supremely early. This was unexpected, but never mind. Is it 52 or is it 53 now? I can't see. I've got a piece of paper over my screen, just to keep me away from the window which has got all this information in. So, oops, and 81,000. So we were very low, but okay. So the delivery date estimated was quite a long way away from what we were expecting. I guess because we were producing more passengers or taking on board more passengers than I'd anticipated, because I put down 50 here, and look, I mean, at the moment it's 108. I don't know whether it maxed out at that, whether it went above that, or was maybe below it whilst we were loading up. I could send the train back, but now we have the situation where we've got passengers waiting, so that's going to impact on how fast our train can load up. Let's send it back anyway. Let's just see. I'm happy with the way that the coal train works in the first place, but this one has just been a little bit different. Different experience, but I think that's partly the issue you have with people versus products. People aren't products, but the number of passengers that you get on your train, I think, is a bit more fluctuating than goods. Let's find out. So total cargo is 1,120. So if we have 200 waiting, then we're going to be left with 900 and something. So let's just see how many we get on board in the first instance, and then we can update this. Okay, so partly this is going to be passengers that are getting put onto here, and partly it's going to be the ones that we're picking up are new. Okay, so I'll hit pause on there. So production rate, I'm going to say, because I think it's going to ramp up, I'm going to say, let's say 90. You know, we're at 70 at the moment. If we end up at 100, then we'll be somewhere in the middle. And I'm going to say we're starting to load. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. Now, I need to take into account that we've already got some on board. Let's just put our date in as the 10th of June. 1952. Oops. 1952. Okay. Everything else is the same. So hopefully this time, if this doesn't work, we'll go for another train with something that's not passengers, because I've not really tested it with passengers very much. So maybe that's been our Achilles heel. This time it's going to say we're going to make 73,000. Now I can't remember now. I should have written it down. Did we make 80,000 on the first trip? We're running at 77 now, and we have our running costs to take into account. So 8,009. Yeah, okay. We're not full the way through the year at the moment. We're in June, so maybe we've done about half of that. So yeah, that would make sense. Okay. Let's find out. Let's hit unpause. Let's see if this jumps up again. Then we can make a slight adjustment to that. I don't think that's cheating per se. I have tested this with other commodities, and everything went fine. So it's just I've not tested it with people. It's all good fun. Things don't go wrong; they just get interesting, as someone once said, and maybe sells a T-shirt that says something along those lines as well. That's Master Hellish, of course. And if you want that T-shirt, I think you go to if you go to masterhellish.net, then that might he might point you from there. Slowly but surely, we are picking up passengers. Now, we're going to be impacted by our competitor now, because he's also picking up passengers from Genfing on Sea Airport. I'm not sure how this constitutes on sea. Oh, there's the sea. Okay, just a short walk away. Sure, that's gonna be a bit of a thing. Let's check out what's the ratings on here. Now, this is saying 39. Now, does that mean, yeah, monthly supply is 39? So actually, maybe I need to change this, revise this down slightly. By slightly, I mean drastically. Let's go back to what our original was. Now, the thing with the commodities, when you're loading it in, the way that the game does this is it puts them in chunks of like 5. It's not always 5, but it's kind of, I guess it's probably related to how many you're getting put onto the train at any one time. So as they go on to the train, they start to age from that point onwards. And it's that age that determines how much value you get at the other end. So by the time the train sets off, you've got some like commodities. The first ones that were put on, they are the oldest by the time the train sets off from the station. But then the commodities that got put on last will not be the oldest; they'll be the youngest. So by the time you get to the destination station, those ones that were put on last have only aged for the time that you've been transporting them for, and not the time that you've waited for the train to load. Which makes it interesting to calculate the profit that you're making, or the income that you're making off the trains, because you have to take into account the fact that it's got this steady loading phase, which is linear. There's nothing crazy going on with that, except when it's a station that you first visit, because then you start off with a low rate of loading, but then as your ratings improve on the station, that starts to ramp up a little bit. This is taking such a long time. I'm going to fast forward and we're going to see how we get on with this. Okay, it's coming up a little bit because our train's been sat in the station for longer. That's starting to improve our rating and all that good stuff that you have in the game. So let's just see how we get on with this. Now I might need to fudge the numbers, as it were, but let's see. I mean, no, we're still doing good. Okay, so we're looking for departing in April next year, but we're currently, this has started to come up again. I'm not so sure that this number is actually telling me how many people we're getting onto the train at this time, because this has come up here. Oops, oopsie doodle. Right, and I'm going to pause it just before it sets off, and I'm going to cheat. Okay, right. So we set off now, and the date is the 16th of November, 1953. So if I can revise this number here, just so that says November, or more or less. Okay, 75 might do it. Wait, I'm going the wrong way. 65. Okay, 8th of November. Where are we at the moment? 19th. Okay, that's more or less it. Just because that was the factor that was preventing us from getting the correct answer. Yeah. I'm sticking with that. I'm happy. I'm happy that this does work. I'm complaining that it was my competitor that was stealing my passengers. He was affecting things, and then it's something that needs improvement with the way that this tool works, this calculator works, because it doesn't take into account that upsurge of production when you've got a train waiting in the station. And I guess it kind of does, especially when you've got a long train like this, because it's going to be waiting there for so much longer, putting on the commodities. That's going to impact on how much you get in there. So let's just spin on a little bit. Down he goes. And whoops, is he arriving at a time when we were expecting him to? March of 1954. Excellent. We were expected on the 1st of March, and here we are. It's only slightly later. It's the 8th of March, and do we make £64,000? Ooh, come on. £74,000. You can't see it on the screen. Oh my goodness me. Oh, it was hidden. It was hidden behind the window. Well, we made 74,000. You'll have to believe me on that one. You might have seen it in here. Maybe it flashes up. I'll have a check in the editing. So, yes, that wasn't quite what we were expecting here. Never mind. Let's continue. I'm going to forget about passengers for a little moment, and I'm going to go for something else. What do we have down here? This is a factory which wants livestock and grain and things like that. Now, livestock and grain, they are interesting because they have their what do we call them? The statistics that they have around like when you deliver it on time and things like that, for livestock and grain, they're not like other commodities. You need to get them there fast, or else they go bad. Well, I guess that's the reasoning behind it. I'm just going to close that train now. I hate that train. He's not my friend. Yeah, that's. So yeah, I'm not going to transport this anything to the factory, just in case that also isn't what I'm expecting, because you know this is problems that we face. It's fine. Should I stick with coal? Good old coal. I could go for oil if I can find some oil wells, are they called, that are like on the edge of a map, and take them. Ooh, there's some here. Right, okay. Let's go for it. Let's just go for it. Right, same thing again. So I'm going to make a station that's 15 tiles long. I'm going to put a depot on the end of there, and I'm going to try and make my way. I mean, there might be some. Oh, here's one. Okay, that's fairly straight line, isn't it? Can I reuse this track? Yeah, let's do that. Well, let's see. Let's go past that town. Let's go past here. You know what I could do is I'd stick it. Oh, could I? Can I build? Yeah, I could build a tunnel, couldn't I? There we go. We have our tunnel in place. I don't know how tunnels work. I assume that the train will travel through the tunnel. Oh no, they do travel differently through tunnels. Oh no, because they do different air drag resistance things. Ah. So let's. Oh, what do we get now? Oh no, flipping well things. Donkeys. Right. And let's say. It was going so well. I should have stopped with my initial one. Never mind. Okay. Yeah. Let's. Okay. I have the priority. You wait for me. Okay. And obviously, the train's already there. Okay. Fingers crossed we don't actually crash there. Should I put no? Sorry. Where are we going? Oh, no. Okay. Figure whatever we lose going downhill, we will gain coming back uphill. But to be honest, I don't think the actual slow down, slow up thing of going up and down hills makes any difference. It might do with the long train, I don't know. There's a lot of the stuff in the calculation for the speed and acceleration stuff, which I don't think actually works how they think it does. I mean, especially because you can. So I know why it does this. So it has the maximum speed of the train. So it caps the speed that you can travel at the maximum speed the train can go, which is fine. Because and the reason it does that is because in certain circumstances, like when it's entering a depot, it's limited to 61 kilometers an hour, whichever train you're using. Okay, but the downside to that is that you have your train set with its maximum speed of the engine. And where am I going with this? Okay. When you're going uphill, it slows you down. When you're going downhill, it speeds you up. But when you're going downhill, it speeds you up to the point where you hit your max speed, and then it doesn't speed you up anymore. And I don't think that it should work in that way. I think, you know, if you're freewheeling downhill, you should pick up speed and you should be able to travel faster than your top speed, but it doesn't work in that way. Because I think that could be really interesting in terms of, you know, game mechanics where you can build platform stations on top of a hill and use that to roll down the hill, pick up something at the top, roll down the hill, deliver it, and drive back up with your empty train and have some fun that way. Okay, so let's go for oil jobbers. What are they called? Tanks? Tanks, yeah, okay. Up to the maximum, which is 15. Let's say maximum. What we want to transport. 15. Now, we are dealing with kiloliters. So I put 30 in there. Unladen is... Oh, no, wait. Horsepower. Oh, wait. I should have kept this with what it was. Okay. Silly me. Right. 162. Power 1200. Okay. Capacity 30 kiloliters. Unladen mass. Let's bring that back. 24 tons. So laden is 54 tons. We're dealing with oil. Production rate of our oil well is 46 kiloliters. Now, our coordinates of our station. So we're going from here. Can you see that? No, you can't see that. Sorry, guys. 276, and the other end is 23. And then we're going to the other side of the world. Around here. Okay, so you can't see that either. 332, 473. Okay. Shut up and calculate. And please work this time. You're so annoying. So gross capacity 840 undefined. 840. Yep, good. Everything else is fine. I suspect. I hope. So this time we're going to run a little bit slower because these are heavier trucks once they're loaded. And again, we're looking at a range that I think was kind of similar to what we were doing with the passengers in terms of the distance that we're traveling. I don't think this actually says how many tiles we're actually going to travel. It obviously works that out, which might be an interesting metric to see. Okay. So over here we are stopped at the moment. Let's roll out, and then I can set the start date when we arrive at the platform. Rather than guessing, what's the year at the moment? 1954. The month will be December, maybe. Did I tempt fate by saying December? And okay, we're loading. 30th of November. Okay, we're still in November. And okay, so at this rate, we should be departing on the 30th of May. Now, again, this is so that's saying 40,000 litres production now. Can you see that? No, you can't see that. Okay, so that's that. Production has dropped a little bit. I was going to potentially revise the figures, but I think that we're okay actually. So it's probably going to ramp up again. There you go. It's up to 50,000 now. I don't want to play around with it too much. I want to stick with my original prediction. Did I click the button? Yes, I must have done. Yeah. Okay. So we're loading. So when are we supposed to depart? 30th of May. 56. Does that make sense? We're going to sit here for a whole year. It's 548 days loading. Wow. Okay. Let's spin on then. That's okay. It's 1955. Still loading. It's still a low thing. Okay. I guess if you were playing this game to win, you wouldn't be interested in dealing with this. Oh well, I guess it's not producing very much. So we're still in 1955 July now. So still hovering around that sort of figure. So that's good. That's excellent. Nearly halfway there now. Into November, into December. I'll get to the part when you said we would, which is May. Skies building all these airports, making all these. Well, we're persevering with these lovely trains. Only these planes here. Right, 70%, so 30% left. We're in June now, 56, so we overshot our estimated thing. Into July now, we still haven't set off, so this could be interesting. Maybe we can revise this figure after we reach our destination, depending on how 94, depending on what this comes out with. So 97, 98, 99, and pause. Oh shoot! Pause. There we go. Okay. I just wanted to check what date it was so that we can revise these figures. So it's probably going to be around 1st of January if we need to just check that this was. Yeah. I'm scarred now from those passengers. Right, let's follow this train down the track. Yep. Come on. Why? I'm too far zoomed out. That's what it is. There we go. Along we go. Oh, past all these other stations. Oh, that train was waiting for me. Of course it's waiting for me. I have occupied the entire track. No one else is coming down this track except for me. Right, so are we nearly there yet? Oops, yes we are. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why are you not unloading? Oh my goodness me. The flipping oil thing. What are they called? Oil refinery's gone. Oh man. Right, this is not going well at all. What should I do? It's very late. You don't want to know what time it is. That's really flipping annoying. Ah, I know what I can do. Can I? Can I? Woohoo! That's what I want, isn't it? What's the date? It's May 57. Okay, we said we would deliver October 56, so we're quite late. We're not. I don't think we'll be touching that yet. But what was it? It was January of this year that we set off. January 57. Let's remember that, just in case we need to refine it. But let's keep an eye on this. Let's build an oil jobber there. Oh, we have to wait for it to finish building. Do we? Can we? Does it accept? Doesn't accept anything. Accepts nothing. Right. I'm gonna get rid of that. Whoopsie doodle. You are going nowhere, mate. You are staying right there till I am done with you. Build that flipping oil thingy. Right. I'm gonna remove that as well. So just gonna. Oh, yes. Oh, and it's doing a transfer, isn't it? It's doing a transfer because it doesn't accept it. Oh no, it's not. Did it make it? Did it actually deliver? Do we accept it now? It accepts oil. Ah, yes. What was the figure? 115,000? I think. Okay. We set off late. Later than this said. It was say the 1st of January 1957. So our filling up was a bit slower than we thought. Let's see, what does that take us to? August. Still too early, so 35. November. Where's it gone? 30 litres a month. Am I going in the right direction here? Okay, we're into March 57. Okay, so 33. January 57. Okay, so that says income predicted 119,200. Was it 117? I don't know. I hope it was. I'm not doing any more trains. I'm done. Right? There you go. You can try it for yourself. If it works, then excellent. If it doesn't work, write me a comment. Tell me your experience. Because I'd love to know. That's all for now. I might try this again. If I do try this again, you won't see this because I will replace this with something else that will work a little bit better, just to showcase it in a better light. You know how these things are. But if you are seeing this, then I didn't do that. I'm a man of principle, and I'm not going to make something up and sugarcoat it just to make it look good. I don't know how long this has been recording for. I do now. It was an hour. Flipping heck. That's all I can say. Well, thanks for watching. I don't think you are still watching. But if you are, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this is useful to somebody out there because it took a long time to make. And it's obviously still got some little bugs that need to be fixed. I think it's the passenger's fault, and also flipping industries that just disappear on you whilst you're building your lovely networks. Oh, I love this game. Right, excellent. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.